Hello, welcome back. My name's Missy, and today I really want to touch on craft room organization. I want to show you some of the tools that I use to help create my organization, and I have a really fun new organization station that I want to show you later on in the video. I'm really excited about that. Also, if you happen to be a Cricut or Scan and Cut user, I have a really fun tip that I want to show you for those machines that I really think will come in handy for you if you're one of those people like me that love to stack your machines. Right now I have my 1.5-inch Xyron machine. This is just a piece of purple scrap cardstock that I had, and I ran that through my machine. And what I'm going to do with this is I needed to make it into a sticker. So I have a hole punch handy, and you can see the size of the hole right there. And I need a bunch of little dots. So I'm going to, well there, that'll work. But I'm just going to poke a bunch of these little dots, and because they're adhesive on the back, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with these. The best time for me to record is when the kitties are asleep, and there's Butters sound asleep, and I think Shorty is starting to wake up, but she's kind of asleep still too. I have all of my dies in a refrigerator bin in file folder tabs, and these particular file folder tabs right here in the front side of this bin are the Totally Tiffany, the die and stamp storage power pack. You actually get 15 of the magnetic sheets and 15 of the file folders to put those in. You get the actual big case to put them in if you choose to use this, but I don't because I have the refrigerator bin. And so this is a really nice set to get if you're looking to really start organizing your die collection. So if you look at the tabs on these, I started marking them with purple dots. If you look right here, you can see that it says CC Wrap, CC Edgeable. All of these are Crafter's Companion. Now I have different companies within this die storage. So Tim Holtz is like right here. I have a bunch of Tim Holtz dies. So those are going to be labeled with like a light tan dot. And then any of my word dies, because I do have a lot of word dies and things like that. So any of these dies, because I have a bunch of like Sizzix word dies, I'm going to actually add an additional dot to those, and those will be black so that I will know where all of my word dies are. Now the Totally Tiffany file set, it does come with some label tabs that you can just write on those, but I like to print out my own label tags, and I do that with the P-Touch embellishment system. And this is a Brother product, and it's absolutely amazing. I just input like the size that I want the font, and then the style that I want, and then I print everything out. It comes out right here, and then I can just cut it off with this neat little cutting mechanism. So I absolutely love this. It is the best labeler that I have ever owned, and I've had quite a few different label making machines, but I really love this one. And the tabs on these fit the labels that come out of here perfectly. So I just use the smallest font to make my label tags. When I pull this refrigerator bin out, you can actually see I have a lot of dies in here. So not all your dies are going to be small. So my smallest dies fit into the Totally Tiffany storage, but for my larger, because I just love having tabs on everything, because I can quickly look and see what I have and where it's at. And if you can organize by company, that's amazing. But I have had my storage for some time now, so with these dots that I'm creating on this, it's really going to be able to show me where my different companies are, even though they might be mixed together just slightly. So these taller ones in the back, they're clear stamp storage, but I like to use them for die storage. It's the Stampabilities, and I think I picked these up at Hobby Lobby is where I got them, and you get 5 in a set, and it's $3.49. So I don't think it's badly priced, but each of these comes with a tab that you can conveniently label, and I absolutely love these for die storage. I'll show you an example of how I actually file these away. I have an Anna Griffin set right here. I take a piece of white cardstock, and then on that I get the magnetic vent covers from Lowe's, and then I just cut those down to fit, and I just take a tape pen or tape runner and just stick these together, and then I put my dies directly on that. And then on the back I keep all of her little papers for the ideas and things that she has. And it's just amazing because I have her papers conveniently stored in here, and it's just an amazing way to store her dies that will fit in these pockets. On further back, I have some dies that are too big to actually fit in any of the tabs. So I just use my regular stamp storage pockets, and those are from Avery. And I'm thinking about making my own little tabs because I recently got a tab punch, and just making tabs for these ones since they didn't come with any tabs. Now we're going to talk about the stamp storage. And everywhere you see one of these little blue papers, I have ran these through my laminator, and I labeled those with the Brother P-Touch label maker, and that way I can separate all of the different companies' stamps that I own, whether it be Tim Holtz or Crafter's Companion, Visible Image, Diamond Press, whatever the company is. I know that those stamps are in that bin in behind those folder tabs. I pulled this bin out, and you can see all the different separators that I have in between. I make them just a little bit higher than the Avery sleeves. That way they stick up just a little bit, enough to where you'll be able to see the label that's placed with the company name. If you're like me and you love stacking your electronic die cutting machines, one thing that can kind of be a pain when you're cutting is when you place your mat in, your mat sags. If you have a machine on top, even on the bottom, every single time you go to cut in a Cricut or a scan and cut, you have a saggy mat. What you want to do is just take 2 forks and stick right in the hole of this little compartment right here. And then when you stick your mat back in with what you want to cut, it's completely straight, no more saggy mat. They do make extenders that you can buy for this kind of thing, but go to your kitchen, get some forks, it'll work perfectly. This hack also works for your scan and cut. If you stick it right down in each one of those holes, just like that, when you slide your scan and cut mat in to cut it, it's going to be perfectly straight, and you're not going to have anything sagging down, because these mats are way longer than your Cricut mats. So I just think this is way more genius than having to purchase an extender. So if you haven't bought an extender, don't buy an extender. Just go to your kitchen and get some forks. I have some more fun storage coming up in just a minute. And right now I wanted to touch on how I store my Tim Holtz stamps, what envelopes I use. Now this is everything that has to do with Tim Holtz Christmas. That is all that is in this bin. Back here I have Tim Holtz, and this is just regular, just any kind of other stamps, but anything that has to do with Tim Holtz Christmas, it's all in this bin. For these envelopes right here, if you open them up, they have this beautiful Velcro tab, which I absolutely love. Now, the one thing for these envelopes, you do have to cut down the edges just a little bit of his packaging to get it to slide down in here. These are the only envelopes that I have actually found that you can get his stamp sets in and out of, and they are protected. But this is the easiest way that I have found to actually store his stamps. If you have never seen this organization right here, this, I absolutely, when I seen it for the first time, I did not even know they made something like this. I was blown away and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. Because if you've seen me use my heat gun in previous videos, unless I edited that part out, I have a mess and a love-hate relationship with a heat gun. Every time I lay it down, it's getting turned on and off when it's not supposed to be. It's a huge pain. So this is the Total Tiffany Heat Embossing Organizer. So your heat gun can fit down into the top, but it also comes with this amazing little circle so that your heat tool is not directly down here, because you don't want it down there. I just store it like this when it's not in use. But you take this and it's going to raise up your heat tool to where you can get in here and put your items under it and heat emboss. So it comes with the actual organizer, the thing that lifts your heat tool up, and then it comes with this convenient little paddle, and then you have this little piece right here, this clip that will hold your work in place if you want to use that. And then you just hold it under here and do your heat embossing, which I think is absolutely genius. But if you look right here along the back side, it's got these little slits cut into it, and you can actually put your card layers or whatever your heat embossing on. You can stick them in these little cracks right here and have them all ready to go. They can rest there while they're cooling down, or just however you want to use that space. But I absolutely love that everything has a home, and when I go to heat emboss, everything is right there. So I have my powder embossing tool right here. So I absolutely love this. So I keep it right up here all the time. And my Versamark. And then I've got my little embossing pins, and I keep them just stuck right up in there. But I think this is genius, and this is going to help my heat embossing like you will not believe, because I hate accidentally turning on and off my heat tool. I'm afraid I'm going to accidentally get burned. This is just absolutely 100% going to solve that problem. In between my regular videos, I'm going to start putting up shorts content, and then I do put on community posts as well, and that's more like behind the scenes kind of stuff that has to do with crafts and things like that. But I hope you enjoy that extra content that I'm going to be throwing your way, and especially go to my page and check for that, because I don't really know if YouTube is actually putting that information out to you all and you're getting notifications. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. It really helps my channel. And hit that notification bell so you'll always get notifications on my content. So until next time, everyone, I will catch you in that next video. My precious little Butters is still asleep. Little Shorty's asleep as well. Shorty!